Part two.
Part two.
Hey guys, if you just finished watching part one, we just talked about, or not. If you just finished watching part one, this is part two of the introduction to Club Red.
If you haven't watched part one, go check it out.
Yeah, please do.
Watch it.
So if you want to find out about our posters, what our posters look like, all that stuff, and what we dress like, because we make some references to how we dressed, and I don't think we explained it in this part, but yeah, go and check out part one. I'll link it right here. Yay!
Yes!
Move on to the concert now, and the concert started at 7 o'clock, and we all 12 of us piled into 2 cars. We were all dressed and stuff, and yeah. So when we were driving to the arena where the concert was taking place, we saw a lot of fans in like very casual clothing, which we were dressed in what Christine already described.
Tutus and animal jumpsuits.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
People were asking me to take pictures with Karen.
Yeah, people stared at us a lot. Because if you think about it, if you see 12 girls in like pink tutus, 10 girls in pink tutus and then 2 animals, it'd be pretty.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just stared at us. We got some death stares. You have to be prepared though. If you go all out, you're going to get stared at.
Oh yes.
And it might be out of jealousy because they're like, oh, they're still going to get picked for Club Red.
Okay.
Yeah,
So when we were there was the opening, which was Florida Georgia Line, and they were good. They were very country, so if you like country music, you can check them out. They're really good. Yeah, and then came Ed Sheeran, who was of course really good.
Oh,
And then another break,
Oh.
and actually during one of the breaks on the big screen, I looked over and I saw there was a fan cam. I was like, guys, turn your lights. So we turned on the lights, and then we got onto the fan cam for the entire stadium to see.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was so
And also,
fun.
I just want, it's all
was,
fake.
like,
Everything
was.
that
It was
happened was
amazing.
fake.
No, but it was so cute because like after we got on the fan cam, like we were screaming and jumping and dancing, and then like after like our little like section of seats like did like a little cheer for us. It was so cute.
Yeah.
We got on the fan cam, and then the concert started, and she starts with State of Grace. Spoiler. Wow. So she sings State of Grace first, and then she stops. I mean, like, after the song's done, of course, not in the middle of the song.
She does her stare.
She does her stare. Like, if you've been to any of her other concerts, she just sort of looks around and admires the crowd.
She like
Yeah.
absorbs
Yeah.
everything
And
that's happening.
she turned her head to, like, our side, and then she was, like, scanning up and down, and then she sees our poster. And she, like, is staring at us for, like, at least 3 seconds, which in our world felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was crazy, because she kept on, like, glancing at us, because our signs were so bright and stuff, and it was so cool.
And then Red came on, and 20 seconds into the song, this lady approaches me. She's wearing all black. She was like kind of short, and she was just like, "Excuse me, have you ever met Taylor Swift before?" And I just like, I started shaking, and I like grabbed her arm because like I knew right then and there like we were gonna get invited to Club Red, and I just like I grabbed onto her and I was just like, "No." And she was like, "Do you want to meet her?" And I just like, I couldn't stop shaking. I was like, "Yes, yes." And I was like screaming. I was like going crazy. And I was like, my friend Gina was sitting next to me. I was like, "Gina, pass it down." We got into Club Red, and she passed it down. And I like saw everyone's like eyes fill up with tears. And it was just,
Oh my god.
it was so
This
cute.
girl.
Oh my gosh.
It took her
Yeah.
3 songs to recover, man.
But, like, for, like, at least a minute, I didn't know what was going on. I just turned around to see, like, all of State, all of the people who had, like, the letters in State just, like, bawling. And we're like, what happened? Like, what happened? And then they're like, we got into the Red Club. And I didn't have, like, any emotion. Like, I was surprised. I was just like, what?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
were like,
For
you
me,
didn't.
For me, it took me like maybe like
I
30
didn't cry
seconds
at
for it
all.
to sink in, and then I just like started like bawling, like I was shaking, like I was
It's
like
an out-of-body
hyperventilating.
experience.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, what? I'm
Yeah, it
meeting
didn't
Taylor
feel
Swift.
real.
Like,
It did.
It
It
just
felt like a dream.
We were like,
It's
"Is this really
still-
happening right now?"
Like,
Yeah.
still to this day, it feels so
I don't think it's
not real.
happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there are pictures and like videos.
I don't
Yeah,
think I don't think
proof.
it's real.
But,
And she gave us all wristbands, like red wristbands that
Yeah.
said Club Red 328 on them, and then she also gave me this card that said like meet in section whatever after the show.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the concert went on. It was kind of like all a blur because we were just still in shock. Like, you know, if you've ever been in shock, you're just like
I don't think anyone
That's
remembers
right.
her performance of Red.
No.
Like, that song.
I remember seeing the flags, the red flags, but I don't remember.
You're all just so
I don't remember
When
about Red.
I saw the
Crazy.
red flags, I started to like.
We just watched the rest of the concert, and then we went down to section
21.
21, yeah, that was it.
The woman who picked us for Club Red, she's like, oh, you're only allowed to take one picture with Taylor per group, and you're only allowed to get one thing signed. So, yeah, then we went backstage, which is kind of like, it's just this overwhelming feeling, because you're just like, wow.
Yeah, it was just like surreal.
Yeah, and then you walk, and then you just see this archway that says Club Red, Club Red, Club Red everywhere. And you just walk into this room, and it's just like, it's got this Moroccan feel.
I described it as like, it's like set up like a circus tent where there's like a pole in the middle and like
and
like the curtains go out and then down.
They had a photo booth, they had food, everything.
Yeah, it was
so
really nice.
that happened, and then we got to chat with some fans, some of the other fans who got into Club Red, and they were all really nice.
Yeah, they were.
Shout out
to
Viv. Viv and his crew.
Okay, and then we also met with this Marine guy. He was really sweet.
So nice.
Probably seen his
Everybody,
picture.
Yeah,
He's everywhere.
everybody
Yeah,
like came up to us and was,
So we waited for around 30 minutes for Taylor to walk in, and you were sort of nervous while you were waiting because you're just like, wow, I'm actually going to meet Taylor Swift. What am I going to say to her? So she then walks in, and she just has this effect, this warm and welcoming effect about her that just makes you instantly feel at ease. And she walked around, she all gave us hugs, and she was so sweet to us. And here's our reaction to Taylor Swift.
so nice.
And
She smells really good
She
too.
smells so good. She's so pretty. All this stuff. I don't know.
Cannot get over her.
I don't know how people can hate her. It's just like
She's just so nice.
awesome.
So Taylor went up to Kira, and she was like, oh, you look so cute, like this. And it was crazy because that was the first time I saw her head on, and I was like, oh my god. So Taylor then walks up to me, and she gives me a hug, and then she takes a step back, and she tells me, she's like, you know who you look like? You look like Zooey Deschanel. And I'm like, oh, really? Because I never heard anyone say that to me before. And then she's like, you also look like Lizzie Kaplan. And she's like, they're two of my favorite actresses. I was like, oh my god, and all that stuff. So yeah, that was really cool, and she was so pretty.
I was crying a lot, and she came up to me, she gave me a hug, and I was like, I love you so much, and she said, I love you, and I was like, oh my god. So then I just kept crying, and she signed my name on the back, or her name on the back, her autograph, and she's like, you're actually crying, and I just kept crying, and it was just such an amazing experience just to sniff her.
Well, she first came around and gave everyone a hug, and I was like, I love you, and she's like, I love you. And then after that, she's like, and then she asked me where we were from, and I was like, oh, we're from this place. And then she was like, it wasn't too far, right? And we were like, no, it wasn't that far.
Okay, I don't remember exactly what she said to me because I was just like in such shock.
Yeah,
But all I remember is I told her, I was like, oh my god, you're amazing, and then she gave me a hug, and then she asked me if I wanted her to sign anything. Yeah, can you sign my shirt? And she said, what's your name? And I said, it's Christine. And then she said, is it spelled with a CH or a K? And I said, a CH. And then she signed my shirt. And that was it.
yeah. And then on top of it all, I think she was signing Kate's shirt.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Taylor, can you say hi to Ed for us? And I don't think she heard me right. But she's like, oh yeah, Ed couldn't come tonight. He had like to go to a studio or something like
Like
that.
another show the next day. When she was like leaving, we had written down Caroline's YouTube channel and We Are Never Getting Back Together, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's awesome. She said
Why am I putting here?
Caroline makes YouTube videos, and we made a one take We Are Never Getting Back Together like you did, and if you want to check it out, please do. And she said, oh, I would love to check it out, so I don't know if she ever will. But, you know, that
playing the costume and outfit choice.
Oh,
really
Taylor,
cool for
if you
us.
ever watch this, you know, we love you. Okay.
We love
you. And then she said one more thing. Oh, yeah, she's like, are you guys all friends?
Yeah, that was
And we were like, yeah,
This
and
made
she's
me
like,
so
I would have
happy.
loved to have a group of friends like you in high school. And we're like, really?
Oh my god.
Really?
No,
So
and she
sweet.
also said, when I was when she saw our signs, she said, "Oh, what is this read? State of Grace? Oh my!" And she was like, "Oh my gosh! Like I saw you when I was performing. You guys, did she say?"
She was like, you were in the upper right.
Stage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she knew where we were. So
That
she
was
wasn't
cool.
just
So it's
saying
not like
bye.
she was
Guys,
like,
like-
oh, I saw you guys.
Yeah.
And she said like,
She was
"My
so
State
nice.
of Grace girls."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We also
Yeah.
met Florida Georgia Line.
Should we give them-
They were really nice. They gave me a high five.
They had really like
Go and check
strong
'em out.
country accents.
Check 'em out.
See if we can make a
Song,
song.
you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise.
Yeah.
And then there's this one.
Hey,
Hey, hey, where's my party people?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that?
We saw that.
them take
Yeah,
that picture that
we're
they
so
tweeted.
cool. Yeah, so we met them, and then we talked to Mama Swift, or Taylor Swift's mom. She was nice.
And she
Yeah,
said
that
that
was so
right.
nice.
She said that right when she saw the pink tutus right away. And she's like, oh, we have to get those girls in. Like usually, like Taylor will be like, oh, make sure you get these ones. Make sure you get these ones. But like Taylor didn't even have to say that. Like she saw us right away and was just like, it's taken care of.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of other stuff she said, but I feel like that's gonna make
We
this
had a
so
nice long talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you want to like read more about that, I will also link my blog of what she said to us, and she talked about Austin and all that stuff. And also, Austin was in the room, Caitlin from the band was in the room, and
Her dad.
her dad. We wanted to talk to her dad
Me
so
too.
badly, but then we got cut off. So, okay, then we were all asked to leave. We said goodbye to our great friends in Club Red, and the next day we wake up to a lot of likes on our pictures and
Famous.
comments.
We are famous.
This girl is famous.
This girl. Type in Taylor
Just
Swift
type
Club
in-
Red
She's on
into
Just
Google.
Jared. She's on enews.com.
She's on
She's type in Taylor Swift Club Red first picture.
First
I'm not
picture.
that
She's
Google
famous.
News. She's
So yeah, she's plastered everywhere on Instagram. We were like on random people's blogs.
Twitter,
Yeah.
Tumblr,
Twitter,
Instagram,
Oh, it's
everywhere.
like we were just like all because we got into Club Red. All these people are like,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's so
Like-
cool because like random people were like tweeting. They're like, "Oh my God, those! I'm so happy that like the girls like with the State of Grace signs got in. If they didn't, I would have been like so like upset
Yeah.
they deserved it." And we're like, "We don't even know you, and
Yeah.
you're so nice."
Yeah.
I've been in that situation. Like when we went to Speak Now, I wanted to get in, but I didn't, and I was fine with it.
Yeah.
you live. You
like
just
Third
move on.
time's the charm for this one,
Oh yeah.
Haha.
Yeah, me too.
First time.
and this one.
And second.
So, okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically our entire experience. It's been an amazing.
A dream come true.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
it's beautiful.
I still don't think I could.
It's never gonna feel
It
real.
doesn't
Never,
feel real.
never gonna
Because
feel
it's like it's. Yeah, and I'm gonna be putting up a video, with like a montage of all the videos with concerts, or preparation, all that stuff, like visuals, I guess you could say. Maybe this Friday. I'm not gonna guarantee it, but maybe this Friday.
Bye. I'll be your best friend if you
Yes.
watch
Now we
it.
just have to